We have 108 new cases and we have 53 recoveries today. That brings our total number of active cases to 855. There were two unfortunate deaths yesterday after the media bulletin was issued. One was of a 7-year-old lady who was under treatment at the COVID hospital, who died due to comorbid conditions. And then we had a 45-year-old male who passed away at his residence, but his swab was taken day before because of him having come to our PHC. He had very mild symptoms, and then yesterday, by the time the results came, he had already passed away. So these are the two cases of death from yesterday. Today we have sent 1,623 samples for testing, and we have got the results of 1,464. People under home quarantine are 91, suspects under hospital isolation 9.
Hi, good evening. And so far, though most of the migrants have already, who were willing, we have sent them as per the Supreme Court order. We made special trains, and we did express registration. After press registration, we sent SMS to all, and in different batches, we have sent them all. So far, still I'll share the numbers. People who have gone out is 1,49,440 since 29 April 2020, and people who came in is about 50,095. The cases booked for non-wearing of mask is 33,624, and cases booked for spitting on public places is 10,662. Thank you.
Yes, we got to know that he is positive when the test results came. His swab was taken day before, and when our team contacted the family, in the meanwhile we had also got intimation from the police. It almost happened at the same time. We were contacting for the test result and to ship the person, but by that time he had passed away. That person's dead body has been shifted to the morgue at ESI.
Ma'am, day before yesterday there was a problem in Margao regarding the cremation of a body. The body was supposed to be brought to Panjim, and then the EMRI refused to bring the body to Panjim, and it was cremated in Margao somewhere. It was because they said that it was because of the payment, delay in payment.
Not at all. In fact, let me correct that impression. You see, Collector South has already notified the Madgaon Municipal Council crematorium as the crematorium which will be used for disposal of dead bodies from ESI. So this notification Collector had issued sometime last week itself. Now, in this particular case, yes, there was first a proposal that the body may be shifted to Sant Inez and be cremated here. But then it was discussed that instead of transporting the body all the way from there till here, when we have a notified crematorium, it was a mutual decision based on the opinion of the medical team as well as the collector administration. And we all felt that it is much better to have a common specified place where the protocol can be maintained. There is a particular protocol to be followed for the disposal of bodies of the COVID positive patients. So that is why we all decided in consensus that we should have the cremation there at Madgaon Municipal Council.
So
it has definitely not. Yes. Yes, unless of course the family, for some very strong sentimental reason, if the family makes a very earnest request that they be allowed to carry the body back to their village for some reason, if that is a request from the family, then yes, we will consider that. But otherwise, as a general principle, we would be sticking to this protocol.
Ma'am, is there any shortage of body bags?
Not at all.
Because the first two deaths, the family relatives are saying that the body bags were not, the bodies were not put in.
I can assure you that there is no shortage of body bags. The body bags are sufficiently available with the team at ESI.
Was there a delay in picking up this person, 45-year-old man who died in
No. No, because the moment we got his test result, his swab was taken day before. He came to our PHC with very mild fever. And so his swab was taken because he came with a symptom as such. His swab was taken, but it was not serious enough to admit him. It was just mild fever. His swab was taken, he returned back home. The swab result came the next day, and when our team contacted, there was definitely no delay in intimating the family or in identifying the case. You see, I wouldn't be able to talk very authoritatively about it. So definitely one should be very careful about speaking when one is talking about a dead person. Therefore, I'll reserve my comments on that. I've already told you that he had tested positive for COVID, and that he had just one previous day he had reported with very mild fever.
So that is why it's surprising that PM India.
Yes, it is a surprising case. We are also quite surprised by this entire course of events. But I've told you the course of events as they have happened, and I will not speculate because it is not fair to speculate in the case of a person who is no longer with us.
Because there have been cases where the patients who have tested positive, they were asymptomatic, but there have been delay in picking up them, like, hours of delay.
You see, our team is trying their very best to intimate. In picking up, there may be a slight delay because a day when we get quite a number of cases, but the information goes on time. We call up the family, we tell them, see, there is a positive case in your midst. Now, please take all precautions. We are coming to get you. So this is the best possible protocol that we are following. We first intimate the family or the person, if the person is single for that matter, and then we tie up in such a way that we ship the person at the shortest possible time.
Are there enough ambulances?
I wouldn't say there are enough ambulances. We are definitely facing a crunch. Even today in the SEC meeting, we have discussed about the need to enhance the number of ambulances, and we are working out several options. We have had an extensive discussion in today's SEC meeting just before we came over here.
There is also an option that asymptomatic COVID patient can stay at his home provided he has an adequate.
The central government directives issued through the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare do allow that, but we in the state of Goa are yet to permit that.
Is it being considered?
Well, the guidelines are there. So far, we have not gone to that level of discussion. We are aware that the protocol is there. We have gone through the protocol circulated by the ministry. But yes, we have not taken a decision so far on that because we still feel that we can manage the numbers.
That is very sudden, no, and age also not much.
I wouldn't comment any more on that. I explained the reasons to you. Whatever is the factual course of events, I've already told you.
Ma'am, can you give us an update about the COVID care centers and the capacities of the center? Because I think since the last night there has been a lot of development.
That's right. You see, I'll not repeat the details about the existing COVID care centers that you're familiar with. Since we last met, I have to just recollect exactly where we were at that point. If I'm not wrong, at that point we had already operationalized the North Goa COVID care centers. In South we had Kolva, and Farmagudi also, if I remember rightly, was active at that point. Subsequently, what we have added is the Fatorda Indoor Stadium. We have added that as one new COVID care center. And now we are on the verge. In fact, the activities have already begun to start using the Goa Engineering College hostel, IIT hostel and NIT hostels, the Farmagudi campus of Goa Engineering College. We have already started, collector has already started mobilizing the resources to use that as a COVID care center. In North, I think the Sports Authority of India complex at Pede, the Sai hostel, perhaps that was a new addition after we last met. So that is the status. We are constantly thinking, deliberating, and also deciding about how to expand the COVID care center capacity. Sorry?
What is the total number now with this?
Right now, you see, we have 800 plus today's new cases. 855 is what I mentioned as the number of active cases. We are comfortable to accommodate these cases. This, of course, includes the number of people who are under treatment at ESI. So, as of today, we are comfortable. From tomorrow, we would be using the new premises which we will be operationalizing.
Ma'am, what happened to Shama Prasad Mukherjee?
That is also there on the anvil. The planning process is on. The collectors have made, the collector North has made the plan for it. When and if required, we can definitely press Shama Prasad Mukherjee Stadium also into use. There's a little bit of an issue with, I guess, a leakage that is being plugged as we speak. PWD is attending to that, so that is happening. But definitely, it's there in our progressive expansion of COVID care center. Sorry. The total bed capacity, you see, with, as I said, 855, we are now able to accommodate. This is, of course, with the ESI patients. We have around 85 patients currently admitted in ESI. Now, we have capacity still unutilized in one or two of our COVID care centers, which we are yet to utilize fully. We are doing that, so you can make an assumption from this that we are comfortable in having these many numbers, and with the addition of our new COVID care center of the Goa Engineering College premises, we will be prepared for the immediate future as well.
Bed capacity has been increased at MPT hospital.
Yes.
Any specific reason?
Yes, definitely, because MPT has a particular space capacity, and we are constantly in the process of trying to see that we are ready for the increase in numbers. So that is why we have expanded the capacity in MPT. I didn't understand your question. Reason for expansion? We want to use the space there available optimally. We want to see that maximum number of beds are available.
Is there any projection what will be the peak in Goa?
You see, I don't think any type of projection of that nature is going to be of much use to us. We have to be prepared, but a projection, a particular figure, a peak, these are all assumptions that one can make.
Cases are going,
Yes, so
rising.
we are plotting the graph. We are more concerned with mapping the areas rather than the total numbers. We are not so much into, of course, in terms of enhancing the capability, we need to be prepared. Definitely, we have certain projections, but that doesn't mean that this will be the projection at peak. I don't think that is an exercise that is going to be very useful or helpful for us. One moment.
2 दिन से गोवा में होटल चालू है, टूरिस्ट आने के लिए आ रहे हैं। उसके लिए ऐसा कुछ इंसिडेंट केसेस कुछ टूरिस्ट का ऊपर कुछ हुआ है?
टूरिस्ट के ऊपर इंसिडेंट यानी कि
टूरिस्ट लोग आ रहे थे, होटल सब स्टार्ट हुआ है, ऐसा कुछ केसेस आ गया क्या टूरिस्ट का?
मेरे नॉलेज में अभी तक जो टूरिस्ट आए हैं, जिनका बुकिंग करके उन्होंने आए हैं, अभी तक मेरे नॉलेज में ऐसा कोई केस नहीं है। पिछले 2 दिन ही तो हुए हैं, इस दौरान तो डेफिनेटली आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ एनी पर्टिकुलर केस ऑफ अ टूरिस्ट हु हैज कम हु हैज बिकम पॉजिटिव और हैज बीन टेस्टेड पॉजिटिव।
हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट कैसे देख रहे हैं टूरिस्ट को, वेलकम कैसे कर रहे हैं वो लोगों का क्या?
हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट का काम टूरिस्ट को वेलकम करना नहीं है, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट का काम गोवा को सेफ रखना है। सो वी आर डेफिनेटली पार्ट ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। एक डिसीजन गवर्नमेंट ने लिया है, सो वी इन आवर ओन वे हैव टू, मीनिंग सैंपल्स का टेस्ट कहाँ हो रहा है, हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट के लैब में ही हो रहा है। सो वी आर डेफिनेटली डूइंग ऑल दैट वी कैन टू एंश्योर दैट whatever decision the government is taking, to the best of the capacity of our labs, we are doing our duty in terms of testing. बाकी इसमें हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट का कोई खास काम नहीं है।
नेगेटिव सर्टिफिकेट लेके आए तो हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट देखेगा या टूरिज्म देखेगा?
जो लोग बॉर्डर चेक पोस्ट पे आते हैं या एयरपोर्ट पे आते हैं, वहाँ पे टीम्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड है, आप जानते हो, कई दिनों से, कई महीनों से अब टीम्स काम कर रहे हैं, वे ही टीम्स स्क्रूटनाइज कर रहे हैं।
One more thing is that today the health minister spoke about plasma therapy. So how much is helpful it could be, because in Goa especially, since they are trying to start it now.
Plasma therapy is one possibility we are actively considering. We have a committee constituted in GMC, headed by our experts, head of departments of the concerned departments. So that deliberation is going on. In the meanwhile, we have got the detailed protocol from ICMR. We had requested ICMR to share with us. They have shared it with us. Now we need permission from ICMR also if we are to start plasma therapy treatment. The moment we get the committee's report, we will go ahead with that as well. We will approach ICMR. We will tell them that we are also interested to be included as one of the states, one of the facilities where plasma therapy can be put to trial.
Can it be sooner or it takes time, because you need permissions and everything?
Well, permission is mandatory. ICMR permission is a prerequisite, but that doesn't mean that our preparations cannot happen. Both things can happen in tandem, and we will be following it up on priority.
Ma'am, Dr. Edwin has been released yesterday for 3 weeks already.
That is part of the normal process of rotation.
Who
Yes.
has taken charge of the COVID hospital?
You see, teams have been constituted by the Dean GMC. So Dr. Edwin was also heading only one team of COVID hospital. There was another team even while Dr. Edwin and his team were there. This is a part of a normal rotation process.
Now that earlier team, how many days they will get rest?
The 21 days is a break given to Dr. Edwin, and the Dean has made out a chart. It's as per the normal hospital process, keeping in mind the guidelines of the ministry. So that has been issued by the Dean GMC in his capacity as the head of the department for GMC. And this doesn't mean that other doctors are not working. Please let me reiterate here, there are doctors of DHS, there are doctors of ESI who are also constantly at work there in ESI hospital. So it's a combined effort. It's a team effort of GMC, DHS and ESI's own doctors.
At present, what kind of kits are we using for preliminary tests, whether it is TrueNet or antigen?
So far there is nothing, in Goa's scenario, there is nothing called a preliminary test now. Meaning we have the RT-PCR, you know that. We have the TrueNat test. TrueNat also confirmatory test is there. We have not yet started using antigen test kits, but we are actively considering that also. We are using the discharge policy of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare dated 8th of May. the discharge policy of 8th of May. Please refer to it. I have already given all the details in previous press conferences. This is as per the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court's order and a subsequent letter by the Union Health Secretary. You are all aware of it. The protocol is available on the website. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare discharge policy dated 8th of May 2020.
People in the containment zone in Bada Mangur and all, they have been saying that how long they would be
Within containment.
within the containment, and
There is a particular protocol for that also, and that is a call that the administration will take. The collector, in association with the health department, in accordance with the protocol laid down by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. There is a protocol for that. There is a proper containment strategy and a notification, de-escalation process as well laid down there.
What about the testing, ma'am, for the contaminated zone? Testing.
Yes, testing is going on in the containment zones. The OPDs are active every day and testing is going on in the
There is
containment.
the government is going very slow adjustment pace.
I cannot comment on observations or feelings of the particular people. I can assure you that testing is going on as we feel is required. The OPDs are functional outside every containment zone. The containment zones remain our primary focus of attention, not only of health department but also of the local administration, both the district
How is
administration.
the government looking onto this new medicine which is being tried to be developed, Covaxin?
The vaccine, it's not a medicine.
Even Covaxin.
Yes, you must have already got to know that there is one particular hospital in Goa, private hospital, Dr. Redkar's hospital to be specific, which has been included in the list of places where the trial will be conducted. So we are in touch with them. Yesterday only Director Health Services has had a word with the hospital. Anyways, they are being directly regulated and monitored by ICMR. So let the trials happen. I don't think this is the right time to comment on anything about it because it's a vaccine which is going into trial. We'll all get to know the details as and when shared by ICMR. Just because they are here in Goa, we don't have access to any specific input. All that is in the public domain as released by ICMR is what we also know. But we are in touch with the hospital to know whether we can be of any help in facilitating their coordination with ICMR, etc. All right?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
just one clarification in connection with the plasma therapy question.
Yes.
So what is the concept of this plasma bank that is being talked about?
Yes, so plasma bank is basically a facility that you will be developing where you will be collecting the plasma of the convalescent patients. The term used for them is convalescent patients. There is a particular number of days since when they turned negative, since when they have been declared cured, that you have to wait, and then you can, in a sense, tap their plasma and you create a bank of that. Then during the plasma therapy trial, you will be using that plasma on patients as and when approved by ICMR. Definitely, it's a voluntary thing. Naturally, you can't force anybody to donate plasma. It's part of their body blood component. So definitely we are hoping that convalescent patients will come forward. We will of course be approaching them as soon as we get the recommendations of the GMC committee.
Will be used only on the serious patients, right?
There is a particular protocol. There is a particular protocol when to use plasma therapy, very detailedly laid down by ICMR. When we start doing it, we will be following that. Thank you.